XML, give you a short introduction on my part. Yash, Gianni, I would request you to just keep your mic muted because if even one person's mic is on, it creates a lot of disturbance everywhere. Okay, so all of you, I request you all to keep your mics muted. So let me just see how many students are there. Today I have 33 students. I should have more than 150 students. Just give me a moment. I'll give a quick reminder in the group. Just a second. I'm just giving a reminder because it is Saturday and many students are under the notion that we have PTMs on Saturday. So it's not a PTM for 9 to 12. It is a regular class working day for all of us. So we will be having a class today, right? Okay. So now I'm going to share my screen with you. So I've prepared a PPT. That PPT contains all the necessary rules, features, and the other theory parts related to XML. So first of all, I would like to tell you all what is XML. It stands for Extensible Markup Language. It's just an extension of HTML. Okay, and it is more like a backend for HTML, where HTML handles most of the display things. Okay, display on the browser. XML handles data which is to be stored for a website. It's a subset of HTML. It was defined by ISO 8879, which is a standard for defining markup documents, released in the late 90s. So again, a short recap for class 10th D and E and for class 10th A and B. It would be a recap of all that you have studied so far, right? So, standard to store data for various web applications. Now, main task is, just a second. The main task of XML is to store data, okay, for various web applications and HTML documents. So storing data, it acts more like a backend. As I had given you an idea about what is a backend. Okay, you visit a hotel and on the reception you see a very nice, beautiful lady sitting in formal clothing and welcoming the guests. Okay, using a very sweet smile, and they are extra polite with all their customers. Okay, so normally those people are preferred for receptions. Normally you might have seen that people, it is the women who are preferred, smart women who can carry themselves gracefully in public, they are preferred. People with good communication skills are preferred. Okay, so this is what is required in the front end, because front end something front end deals with all those things which are to be viewed by people. Okay, so website is all about getting a lot of visits and viewerships. So the more the people visit your website, okay, the more your website gets popular, and not only that, it starts getting paid promotion offers also, just like a YouTube channel. जितने ज्यादा व्यूज आपके बढ़ते जाएंगे, उतने ज्यादा आपके सब्सक्राइबर्स बढ़ेंगे, उतनी ज्यादा पेड प्रमोशन आप कर पाओगे. There would be people who would be approaching you for promoting their products on your through your videos. Okay, so it's like that. And XML means back office, people who are working in the background. Okay, you don't need very presentable people over there. They could be very simple people, but they are handling the important task, that is to store and manage the data, right? So it's an easy and standardized way to store self-describing data, text-based markup language, and moreover, you can create your very own, you can create your own tags or elements. You can create your own tags or elements over here. So some differences, just take a look. XML allows us to create custom tags. HTML contains predefined set of tags. Now in XML, there are no predefined set of rules or tags, right? XML doesn't, it follows rules, but there are no predefined set of tags in XML, right? Whereas in case of HTML, there is a predefined set of tags, predefined set of rules. Although the rules are a little bit relaxed here and there, okay, but you have to use only, you can use only a predefined set of tags and their attribute values. For example, if I give UL type, what are the various options? Only 3 options are there. You can use either square, or you can use circle, or
This
disk. Only these things you can use. So only, and if you want some custom, you want some custom bullet, you will have to make use of CSS. You will have to make use of list style image property of CSS. With the help of this, you will be able to provide any image as a bullet. So that is possible through CSS, that is style sheet, right? So HTML provides only these 3 options. So that's what says that HTML has very limited number of options, very limited number of tags, very limited number of attribute values, and limited options. But XML is what? It's an extension of HTML, and you can create n number of tags. And that too user defined tags. Your own tags you can create in XML. Facility to define tags and structural relationships between them, that you will understand very well. There would be a structural difference between the various tags which you are defining, okay? And here, no facility to define new tags. You cannot create your own tags in HTML. XML specifications can be extended to create new markup languages, whereas HTML cannot be extended. I'll be going a little faster here. Focus on describing structure of data, focus on displaying data on a browser. So here it deals with display, here it deals with structure of data and storage of data. Can be properly viewed only if proper style sheet is attached, which we will learn in the subsequent chapters. Sorry, subsequent classes. Web page created opens in a new browser window. Separates the data from the HTML document, which keeps on changing very frequently. So data on a website keeps changing, and hence XML enables us to add on to the data without having the need to change the overall structure of your web page. Please keep your mic muted, dear. Who is it? Please keep your mics mute. Tanishka of 10th B, I would request you to keep your mic muted, dear. Okay. So data on in an HTML, data keeps on changing. You might have noticed most websites today, you open it and the content has changed. Overall design is the same, but the content is different. Like today, if you open Amazon, you will be seeing a set of different deals. Okay. The first page which comes is new deals, deals for the deals, new schemes or options or discounts available on certain products. Tomorrow, when you open again a new set of deals, that would be deals for tomorrow, right? So data keeps the, now it's obvious that websites like Amazon, Flipkart, obviously they are not just using HTML or XML. They are using a lot many different tools and frameworks for designing such dynamic websites. XML is just a starting, it's just a beginning. What you people are learning is just the beginning. You have barely scratched the surface, right? So it's just a beginning. So slowly and gradually, if you want to take up website development as a full-fledged career, then you will be studying about a lot many different things. HTML, XML, JavaScript you will be learning, jQuery you will be learning. You'll be learning about various frameworks, Bootstrap, okay, JSON, and there are multiple different frameworks available on online. Okay, so you'll have to take a specialization in any of those. You'll be learning a server-side scripting language, that is a programming language also. These days, Python is very popular for that. PHP is there, okay, ASP.NET is there. So these you have to take a specialization in any one of these, and then finally you will be able to create full-fledged website. Okay, so website बनाने के लिए सिर्फ HTML या XML से काम नहीं चलेगा. Okay, ये बस beginning है. This is just a beginning of what you are seeing. Okay, HTML doesn't identify data elements. This is the drawback of HTML. It doesn't identify the data elements. It just displays the data as it is in the way you have given. आपने लिखा B my school and B close. That's it. My school will appear in bold letters. That's all. Now HTML को इस बात से कोई मतलब नहीं है कि my school क्या है, कौन से टाइप का डेटा है, right? But in XML if you are writing school, आपने लिखा school, आपने लिखा St. Montfort school, and then you are closing the school tag also. You can just get a glimpse of what we are going to do. तो आपने यहाँ पे school open किया, school close. Yeah, send mon. Now XML identifies this as a school element. It identifies this as a school element. Got it? So XML identifies data, but HTML doesn't identify any data. Hence, XML helps user to modify the web page content without changing the HTML content, and HTML doesn't contribute in modifying the HTML document dynamically. These are some differences between XML and HTML. So when I share this PPT with you, you all can download it and you can see. It is extensible. It is a meta language. It is designed. So class 10th A, B and C, I want to ask you, have you studied these features or you were about to start with it?
We were about to start with it.
You were about to start. Okay, fine. Fine. So class 10th DNE, I hope you people are not getting bored with this. It's just a recap, okay? Because you people also, you are just beginners to XML, right? So jitna aap padhoge, the more you will benefit from this, right? So please listen to it once again, because this would be an added benefit from you, and many of your doubts or many of the questions which you were not able to clear in the previous class, they might get cleared now, right? So take it in that way. Usable for carrying data, self-descriptive, platform independent. Let's check out each one of them in detail. Extensible, no predefined set of tags like HTML. You can create your own tags. I will just show you a screenshot over here. You can just take a look on this screenshot. Food, vegan, veggies, fruits, non-veg, egg, meat. ऐसा कोई tag आपने HTML में देखा है आज तक? You might never have seen any tag like this. So you can create your very own set of tags here. Okay. And it is used to store structured information which has a definite structure. Okay. Just like you can just compare it with MS Access, which you studied a short while ago, which is an RDBMS. That is Relational Database Management System. So relational database means there is still a connection or a relationship between the tables. वहाँ भी हम tables बनाते हैं. Tables are connected to each other by a common field. Okay, primary key and foreign key in another table. So that means it is what We are establishing some relationship between the tables, and hence it becomes structured data. So here also you are able to store structured information. A meta language. No predefined set of tags can be used for creating other markup languages. Now this thing is out of the scope of your syllabus, तो इस चीज को अभी हम बिल्कुल discuss नहीं करेंगे, right? It can be used for creating other short versions of markup languages specific to an application, right? Designed to focus on the structure of data, usable for carrying data. You carry an XML document along with HTML, you are also carrying the data along with you, right? So used for separating the data from HTML document. So let HTML handle the looks and features and visual appeal, and let XML handle the data storage. Stores data in a structural way. This structured data can be used by a variety of different applications, not just HTML. It can be used by Java, it can be used by Python, it can be used by PHP, it can be used by any n number of languages or programs which are used for creating web applications. Okay. XML does not do anything on its own. You will find that ये XML document तो बना दिया हमने, आगे क्या? So let me tell you, it is just a storehouse, it's just a warehouse which stores data. ये इसके अलावा और कुछ नहीं करता है. It just stores the data, makes it portable, enables you to create a structured layout of data, and it identifies different data elements. That's all. But taking the data somewhere and all, or doing something, extracting data, it's not the job of XML, right? It doesn't do anything on its own. If it is used by any external application, then you will see some data being extracted. But for that, you need to learn some kind of programming or coding. Okay. It just helps to carry information from one platform or program to another. That's what I told you. It will only act as a storehouse of data. So just take a look at these statements, the underlined words over here, that is very important. Self-descriptive. Gives liberty to web designer to describe his own tags. This is very important. You can describe your very own tags. Easy for user to create XML document. No prior knowledge of predefined set of tags needed. No prior knowledge. Okay. Platform independent, created using standard text files. You can create it using Notepad. Okay. WordPad, GI editor. Okay. Or Vim editor of Ubuntu. Any operating system you use, you can use their own editors for this. Can be easily used on any platform without making any changes in the structure or format of the document. Easy to exchange information. So these were the features of XML. Now let us move on to XML document structure, which is very important. At the beginning, you will always have a root, okay, which is the parent without any parent, right? The ancestor, you can say. Okay. The ancestor, okay. After that, you have a child. Then you can have a subchild. Any number of subchilds. Child close, root close. So you can see over here exactly the way in which I have typed root. R capital. Here also the closing tag will have R capital. This kind of rule was not there in HTML because HTML was not case sensitive. But here XML is case sensitive. Please mark this and note it down somewhere. XML is case sensitive, whereas HTML is not case sensitive. So if you are opening a tag like this, you have to close it also like this. Okay. First, it is capitalized, that is in title case, because the opening tag is in title case, closing tag will also be in title case. Okay. And every opening tag will have its closing tag. जिस भी टैग को आप ओपन कर रहे हो उसका क्लोजिंग टैग लिखना जरूरी है. Got it? And also you have to nest the tags according to their order. In HTML, if you write like this, bold, italic, underline, one second. I'll have to erase everything. Yes. In HTML, you can write like this, bold, italic, underline. And you can write your text. And closing, you can write it this way. चाहे ऐसे लिखो, चाहे इसको पूरी तरह से गायब कर दो, doesn't matter. HTML will still give you the output, right? But in XML, it is very important that if you are using a tag, if I have created a tag named school, then I have created a tag named student, then I have created a tag named name, okay, and then you are writing the text, it is important to check the order. The tag which was opened last will be the first one to be closed. पहले name close करेंगे, फिर student को close करेंगे, और फिर school को close करेंगे. Right? This is how you have to keep certain things in mind. So this is just a general structure. It is not always necessary that your XML document will be according to this only. Okay, there could be a definite structure which is used for solving your problem over there, right? But the general structure is this. You will always have a root, then you can have child, and child can have a subchild which also has a closing tag, and then child close, root close, right? So for this, we will be taking a very simple example, which I had taken in the previous class. I'm going to take an example over here. Now this will be a change for 10th D&E also, right? Now 10th D&E, please pay attention. I know you had been sleeping so far. So look here now carefully. So you have product. Okay, before I begin with this, I want a quick feedback from everyone. Raise your hands, all those who have understood what I have taught so far. अब तक मैंने जो कुछ भी पढ़ाया है उसमें से कौन सी चीज, if you have understood, please raise your hand. If there is any question, you can ask me. Very good. Most of you are raising your hands. Good. Just a sec. Okay. Any question? Anyone?
Yes, ma'am. One doubt.
Yes, please ask.
Yes, ma'am. In the HTML, you said that in XML, we can store data in a structural format like that we did in the Access. In HTML, can we also do so, ma'am, because we are able to create tables in that.
See, you are creating tables there. Those tables are only meant for display purpose. But there you will not be able to extract any data from the tables. भाई हम लोग tables में क्या करते हैं? We just write it this way. TR, then I write TD, okay? And within TD I am writing employee number. Normally I'll be using TH over here. I'm just for the purposes of simplicity. And then TD, I would write here employee name. अब यहाँ आपको कैसे समझ में आ रहा है कि कौन सी चीज क्या है, right? How will an external application pick up this data? This is only meant for display purpose. Tables in HTML are only meant for displaying data in a tabular manner. But internally, data has no recognition. Whether you type someone's salary, which is a numeric value, whether you type someone's name, which is a string that is alphanumeric value, HTML doesn't recognize that, doesn't identify that. So in order to give this data a specific angle, that is a specific structure and a specific recognition, identification, we use XML. इसी चीज को आप कैसे दिखाओगे? That only I am going to explain now. Understood? So HTML, as I said, it only works for purposes of display. But when it comes to storage of data, identifying, now in Access, if I say, if I write we design a query, okay, and someone says that from the employee table, display all the employees and their salaries. So I'll go to the query design and I will select employee.empname, employee.salary fields. तो वहां पे ये चीज हमें समझ में आ रही है कि yes, this field contains employee names, this field contains all the salaries, right? So there, any database application, it identifies data. Same way, XML also identifies data, but HTML doesn't do that. Okay. So now we are just going to, I'll just clean the screen and we're just going to start with one product information. So this is my root, as you can see. And this product can contain various things. What all things will it contain? Firstly, it will contain product ID. So I'm naming it as prod ID. Product name, so prod name. Next is price. Next is brand. A very simple example I have taken right now. Okay. What is the relationship between this product and brand? Class 10th DE, jaldi batao.
Ma'am, the product will be of a certain brand.
No. I am asking what is this? What is the relationship between product and brand?
The product is the root and this brand is the child.
Very good. It is a brand is the child. So there is a parent-child relationship between product and brand. Okay. What is the relationship between prod ID, prod name, price, brand?
Ma'am, child-child relationship.
No.
Siblings.
They are siblings. Okay, because they are at the same bhai behan जिसको बोलते हैं. Okay, they are at the same level of hierarchy. Hence, they are what? Siblings. Understood? These are elements. Product is an element. Prod ID, prod name, price, brands, they are all elements. Because you can have any number of prod IDs, you can have any number of product names, many prices, many brands. Okay. Now when I start giving values to them, like I write P01, P02, P03, and so on. This forms what? Content. This is what? Content. That is data. In a table, if you just imagine this in the form of a table, product ID, product name, price, brand, they would be what? They would represent what? Jaldi bolo. If I just imagine you are studying MS Access, you went back to MS Access. The MS Access में ये चीजें क्या होंगी? Product ID, product name, price, brand.
And field name.
Fields, okay, field names or fields or columns, right? And these values would be data values, items or data values. And if you connect the data values of all the fields for one of them, okay, that becomes a record. Got it? So here I'm not going to use these terms data. I'm just going to strike this off. हम ना तो डेटा यूज करेंगे, ना रिकॉर्ड यूज करेंगे, ना फील्ड यूज करेंगे. We will be using what? Element. This is your element and this is your content. Product name also, I'm just going to list some products over here.
Ma'am,
Yes.
this can be the subchild, no? Subchild.
Which one? Which one?
Ma'am, the P01, P02.
Yes, P01, they are not subchild, they are the content. अभी मैं बताऊंगी, okay? Don't get confused. अभी हम लोग से structure बना रहे हैं. We are just creating the structure. When I start coding it, you will understand, right? तो ध्यान से सुनना. I'm moving very slow. I'm going to move very slow with this, right? Okay.
Okay.
I have olive oil here. Then what else? I can take cheddar cheese. So 3 things I have taken: whole wheat flour, olive oil, cheddar cheese. विदेशी items. Okay. कोई भी देसी item नहीं है इसमें except whole wheat flour. Anyways, then I'll be just giving some price to it. Olive oil, cheddar cheese is quite expensive in our country because it's not very easily available anywhere, only available in malls, shopping malls. Okay. I'm a big cheese buff, that's why. Then brand, I'm going to choose Ashirvad for this. Olive oil, I'll be choosing Figaro. And cheddar cheese, I'll be choosing some imaginary name. Mom's cheddar cheese. Okay, something I have taken. So now over here, product ID, product name, price, brand. These are the elements, right? And these are the content. अब इस चीज का आप कैसे कोडिंग करोगे? How will you code this? So please watch it very carefully. I'm going to divide my screen into 2 halves and I'm going to just reduce the magnification a little bit. First, I will send you the screenshot. I will be sending you the screenshot for this. So everybody check your chat boxes. You may not be able to send me any message, but incoming messages you will get. I'm just sending it to you. Take a look at the chat box, students. Have you received something?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So please keep that with you. And I'm just going to reduce the magnification over here because I need some space. And I'm using the Atom Portable software. So this is my Atom Portable software. It's just an editor for HTML, XML and all. So it's a very easy to, you can easily download it. It's an open source application. You don't need to pay anything for that. It is available free of cost. Just type Atom Portable software and you will be redirected to its link, okay, from where you can download it on your PC, right? And you can use it very easily. So I'm using it over here and I'm going to first save my XML document. So I'm going to save it. And this is my location on the hard drive where I'm saving on my XML codes. It's always a good idea to organize your work. So I'm going to name this as product.xml. All XML documents are saved with the extension .xml. Okay, you might have already noticed in HTML, what do you use? You use .html. So for XML, you will be using what? .xml as the extension. And one more very important thing. Please do not use your own names and surnames for creating XML documents, even HTML documents. Always name your document according to the work it is doing. Okay. So product.xml and I'm going to save this. It is saved now. You can see over here, you can see product.xml over here, right? Sorry. Now I'm going to type something over here. Please watch it very carefully. This is a mandatory information which you should give whenever you are working with XML. Let me explain the meaning. The first one says XML version 1.0, which and you might have noticed there is an angular bracket. After that, there is a question mark, then XML, and notice that there are no spaces in between. Okay, so this XML appears in green color because it identifies that this document is an XML document, not an HTML document. Which version we are using? So we are using XML version 1.0. Encoding means it's a kind of, it will describe the character set of XML. Okay, let me just explain that. Character set of XML. Character set means all those characters which you are using for creating your XML document. Okay, those characters are, we can say, each of those characters has certain code. A, B, C, D, all the capital letters, all the small letters, all the digits which you use, all the special symbols which you use, each of them has a certain binary code. You know that your computer understands only binary language, okay, machine language. So all these have certain codes, understood? And those codes are defined by the Unicode Society, Unicode Consortium. That is Universal Code Consortium. Prior to this, we used to have ASCII, information interfacing only symbols for English language. Then we also have ISCI, that is इसकी उसकी पूरे मोहल्ले की. Okay, it's not like that. It is Indian Standard Code for Information Interchange, which not only includes all the ASCII codes for English language, but also for the 22 official languages of India. Our country is a multifaceted country with so much of diversity. So 22 official languages also are defined within ISCI. Okay. And if you want to include, if you still want to include all the languages of the world, you will have to expand this coding to include all possible characters of all languages of the world, which is there in Unicode. Okay. So this UTF stands for Unicode Text Format. Unicode Text Format 8. Right. This is a standard for specifying the character set which you will be using over here. You can use characters. You can see a website is something which is developed not in India, not in just US, but in all countries of the world. What do you think people in Japan do? They would be definitely creating a website in their own language. So for that, they need the kanji characters. I'll just tell you, give you a short introduction about that also. They would need, you know what are kanji characters, anyone? They are actually borrowed Chinese characters. They are borrowed Chinese characters. Chinese characters are usually ideographic characters. That is pictographic characters. Okay, our characters are, what the characters which we use are phonetic. That is, they work on the basis of sound. Okay, whereas these characters are formed on the basis of pictures. So they are ideographic characters. So Japanese characters have borrowed some around 2800 or 2000 Chinese characters, which are known as kanji. Plus they use hiragana characters and katakana characters.
And there are 3 languages.
These are not 3 languages. These are 3 characters, scripts. Okay, language to unka ek, but the script which they use, it's a three different alphabets. One is kanji, which each character stands for a word. Like you will have a word, you will have something like this. 1 second. This stands for one tree. Okay. If you join two of them, join three of them, it forms a forest. Understood? So every character, every kanji character stands for a word. It will give you a katakana are phonetic symbols. They could be phonetic, they could be for other. I don't know the details about it. So they have 46 characters for katakana and around 2000 plus characters for kanji. This is what they learn, and we learn only 26 alphabets of English. Okay. So what do you think? How will they get? Will they get it from Unicode? Likewise, Arabic, Greek symbols are also included within Unicode, right? This encoding technique which will be used for your. Now we come to our main. We have product, so I'm just going to type here root and will also be closing product. Now next is product ID, so I'm just going to 1 second. इसमें मैंने गलती कर दी है.
Ma'am, the screen is not
This
visible.
product screen not visible. Wait a second. It once again. Is it visible now?
No, ma'am, the whole screen is black in color.
It is
Ma'am, it is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
visible.
I have shared my screen. Okay? You can do one thing. Okay, I'm getting a bad. Maybe because of that you are not able to see. So I'll just check my network. My network is fine. It's working fine. I'll open the door. Maybe I'll get some more signal over here. So 1 second, okay? Just give me a moment, students.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Again, I'm going to share the screen. Maybe yes. Give me a thumbs up only, then I'll move forward. I missed out on one thing. I had to use the root as something else. Maybe supermarket. This will be my root, not this. Make this correction. This is my root, and this is the child of this root. Now you see. So I'm going to just write it here. So here it is going to be not product, but we are going to start with supermarket, which will be our main root. Okay. Now within this, every product will be represented like this within the product tag. After that is P01 whole wheat flour. Just wait, I'll just wrap this up. 150 Ashirvad. This whole thing makes one product, right? So I will be doing it this way. Product ID P01. Next is product name whole wheat flour. You can see that the moment you type a few letters, you get the entire name. Price 150.00. And finally, I have the brand. this creates one product for me. If I want to create a second product, I will copy all these things and I will paste it and I will simply change its data. So now this becomes olive oil. Got it? Now I have not taken the third element that I will tell you a little later when next time we have some time. Okay. So I'm just going to open it and show it to you. That is product.
Ma'am, I have sent you the photo, the screenshot of it.
Okay, just a sec. Take a look over here, everyone. This is how your XML document appears right now. So each product, now if I just click on this arrow, you will be able to see that there are two products in this document. Okay, so each product contains certain have product ID, it will have product name, price, brand, right? Similarly, second product will also have all these things. Any application which wants to display a list of all the items will pick up the data from here. So here you can see that the data appears in a different color and the tags appear in a different color. So these tags actually mark the data. They are marking this data and it will become very easy for us to pick out this data from this XML document. So I hope you all understood a little bit about it, how to at least start class section A, B, C, D and E. I have already covered this. Yes. Yes, Yashni.
Ma'am, how can we put the images in XML?
How
XML.
can you cannot put any image over here, dear, because I told you images are for display purposes. They are only meant to be displayed using HTML. Okay, वो display के लिए होती हैं. XML is only for storing data. यहाँ पे आप display के लिए कुछ नहीं कर रहे हो. Understood? You are only creating a storehouse of data which would be used by some other application.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So I hope you all understood. Was it clear to everyone, especially 10th A, B and C? थोड़ा बहुत भी समझ में आया आप लोगों को?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
More you will understand when you go on attending more classes. You will understand things in a better way. This is just the starting, right? As we go on solving more and more examples, you will understand it in a better way. Okay. So thank you, everybody. We will very soon create an XML document for this. I'll just wrap up with this.
Ma'am, you
IR
are
standard इसके लिए भी बनाएंगे. Yes. Yes, Aditi Gupta.
Ma'am, you have seen the screenshot because now the screen is not visible.
Okay, we have already come to the end of the class, dear. I think there is some problem with network at your end. So you can, what you do from next time, you can just hang up and rejoin again. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So thank you, everybody. I'm stopping the recording. See you. Take care.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
you, ma'am.